It's just a normal small town in the mountains.
There's not a whole lot of crime in the rural parts of Colorado. Most of the type of thing that we do is traffic tickets and barroom brawls.
They're very close-knit, first of all. Most of the people here are related to somebody else.
Out of the town, the whole town, I probably know 80% of everybody here.
It's a tough life. Not a whole lot of entertainment when it's snowing out, and it's very reclusive, so you really have to want to be here.
Winter lasts around here about 9 months. We got about 9 months of winter, and we got about 3 months of bad weather, so we don't get much spring or summer like that. But nice days, you take advantage of it. Go fishing or something.
There's a lot of casual labor that passes through. Oh, they'll come for a couple of months and then move on. They're people that don't really want you to ask them any questions, and they kind of stay to themselves. I wouldn't say they're eccentric, but some of them are kind of strange.
You can go to any small town in any part of the world, and you're going to find a lot of the types that are here. They come here for a reason. They come here to get out of the big city. They come to hide.
Park County Police today are investigating the murder of a local woman whose body was found at the summit of Hoosier Pass this morning. The victim had been killed by a single gunshot and the body left in the snow with no attempt to bury it.
It was off the road in deep snow. I mean, very, very deep snow, the type of snow that you sink in all the way down to your knees. The interesting thing about it was that the body was just laying right on top of the snow. It was like it had fallen out of the sky. First, it thought it was her husband. He was having an affair, and everybody in town knew about it. And then we questioned, the police questioned some of the known people around, but didn't have anything to go on. There were no footprints leading to or from the body, and the only mark on the body was the mark of the gunshot wound. She'd been shot in the back. The gun was never found. There were just these strange, narrow, deep markings in the snow. Some of the people even thought that it might be an abduction by an alien because of the no footprints in the snow thing.
I was fishing, and I was by myself, and I saw a silver disc in the sky in broad daylight. And it was your typical saucer one that's been made in movies and all that, you know, but it was the typical one. And I watched it for a while, and then I watched it disappear.
Police are now investigating a second murder. The body of a woman in her late 20s was found lying in snow by the roadside. Coming just weeks after a previous murder, authorities believe the killings are connected.
The last time that she was seen was the previous evening. She was hitchhiking on the side of the road. We kind of figured that the person who picked her up was the one that killed her. Everybody was upset. They thought that there was a crazy person out there. These girls were really well liked, and there was the murders just seemed so senseless.
Panic is sweeping South Park as news of a third murder reaches the community. Police are advising residents to step up their personal security as the search for the killer continues.
It's real scary, you know? I mean, I won't even take my garbage out at night.
We think it may be someone in the town, so it's hard to trust anyone.
Everybody gathers in the bar when it starts to snow, and some of the tougher guys were not happy with the way the law was handling it, so they decided to find the killer for themselves. They got on their horses and enforced their own kind of justice on some of the more unpopular loners. We had to come down pretty hard on them. I mean, you can't have civilians taking the law into their own hands. All of the circumstances were the same. All were young women, all were shot in the back, all were found on the top of the snow, just laying there like they had been dropped from the sky on the top of the virgin new white snow. The one thing that we noticed was that there was markings in the snow, and this compared with the first murder that we had found, and then the third and the fourth one, there were these strange, deep, narrow markings in the snow, and we couldn't figure out what those were. We got all sorts of forensics experts. We had special people come in from other states. We even interviewed notorious serial killers to try to get a psychological profile. We interviewed everybody in town who might have had a possibility of being connected, but we just came up with nothing. It's a fun thing. People get dressed up, and there's food stalls and games and whatnot. At first, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe the chief of police, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized that it was probably this fellow.
I was horrified when I heard, because then I realized that my kids have been playing with the killer at the parade.
He'd been working on various jobs for, about a year.
He stayed in the woods for well over a month.
He really didn't intermingle with any of the people. He was a loner and just kind of kept to himself.
We'd never seen him, although we'd heard he had come into town and that.
We were really surprised when this guy showed up at the parade dressed like that.
Well, he was a clown, walking on stilts. They were the kind of stilts that had narrow pegs, and they would leave deep marks. I thought the chief was crazy, but we even got a pair of stilts and compared them to the markings that we had found in the snow, and they were exactly the same. He left the day of the parade. People didn't recall if he said that he was going anyplace. We circulated a description. We knew his first name, but we never knew his last name. Nobody ever found him. The more I thought about it, the more I looked at the evidence, I realized that it probably was the stilt walker.
They're Keystone cops, if you know what I'm talking about. They really are. We have the worst cops in the whole area.